welcome to Happenings. I'm Helen Moriarty. On this show, Marilene Sawaf demonstrates working with casein and other media on her artwork. Born in Alexandria, Egypt, the artist lived in Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. After coming to the USA in 1980, her first paintings were inspired by her education in interior design and architecture, while she leaned toward enigmatic, colorful images. Presently, she lives in Hollis, New Hampshire. On her website, the artist lists countless art shows where she has shown her works since 2006. Besides her colorful website, Marilene also maintains a blog and Facebook, where she posts some of her paintings and her art-related news and comments. Come with me to listen to Marilene Sawaf talk about her art and how she creates it.
I didn't study art with a teacher. I went to college, I graduated in interior design and architecture, so when I started painting on my own, and I started learning on my own. So I did landscapes, which I still paint, and I do portraits. I do all kind of paintings that are traditional, which I still paint, and I do portraits. I do all kind of paintings that are traditional. But I remember when I came here in 1980, I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I started with stained glass ladies. And there were women that looked like stained glass. You can go over and over and over forever, okay? And you won't crack if you use a board. Then it just solidifies and you won't crack. Like wash can open. I painted a lot of posters with gouache, and you would have to make a big amount of paint, and if you run out, you were in big trouble. Because if you tried to do it again, you wouldn't get the same mixture. But with casein, you can paint like as if it was an oil painting, and you will get the same result. People won't even know it's not oil. So I brought some here, and I can show you, and if you want to try to see how it paints. I mean, with casein, the white is very important. When you mix it with white, it covers. It just covers, and you don't need to go over and over. So I brought this, and I brought this one. And this one, I put the gold leaf. I splash the colors. And now I need to go back and do all the details. So I thought, why don't I bring, and then you guys, maybe you would like to try to see by adding things. You can see, because unless you paint it yourself, you won't see the difference. Another question?
So the acrylic gouache then, does that take the place?
Acrylic gouache, this is acrylic gouache.
Does it take the place of putting down a layer of acrylic first?
Yeah, I use, well,
So
in the beginning, when I used to do these, it was very controlled. I did my design, I penciled everything. But I noticed if I used casein and I painted like this, it wouldn't work. So now what I do, I change my method. I take a piece of aquaboard, I design what I'm going to do, and then I take the acrylics and I splash the colors first.
So the
Big
acrylic
masses, yes,
Okay.
big masses, or even acrylic, it's fine. Big masses of colors, and I'm like, okay, I want the red here and here and here, and I want the blues here and here and here. So I start with big masses of colors that I choose to have in my paintings.
And so you kind of design
And
it
then
as
I
you're going?
design as I going, and then as I go over, I will start drawing with leaves on top. So I do actually the opposite
With the
with
casein?
my brush.
Casein at that point?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I start with the acrylic, and then I would rework with the casein. Yes, because the casein allows me to do very fine detail. If I try to do with acrylic, it won't work. Because the casein is like using a pencil. You can go and pencil. And then sometimes, if a color is too vibrant, then I can cover with casein, eliminate some areas, like here. Do you see this sky? This is casein here.
It's a little bit like egg transfer.
See the green? See how vibrant it is? That's acrylic. But all the designs were done with casein. The sky was done, the blue was done with casein, but the gold is really acrylic. I get what I want. It's just, I have an image and I would use anything I can to get to what I want. So I use all of this as a tool to create an image that I chose. So,
And is that image in your head?
well, yeah, I have a very vague idea in the beginning, but I develop it as I go over. Like after I painted this, I put a little farmhouse here. And then I chose to have a red dress, and then I drew the flowers afterwards. Because sometimes I notice, let's say I tell myself, I want this and I want that, it will come out ugly. It's just, it's never, I can't, like I have a friend, she's a very good artist, but everything is predetermined from the beginning. I cannot do this. I just, as I go along, I make a lot of changes. Because if I decide, okay, you know, I want this to be black or whatever, and then it will look ugly, so I would change it. I can't think about how it's going to look from the beginning. So as I go along, I make changes. The only change I made is that now, because I did a lot of portraits, I'm getting better with my faces, and last year I didn't bring any of those paintings. I painted very huge paintings with casein. They're very large. They're all in Provincetown, and it was all about the theater. So I showed them in Portsmouth, Provincetown, and all those paintings, which I didn't bring here, are about, I would have a window and I would have a person from the theater with fruits and in front of them. So, but I didn't bring them today. I didn't think of it, but you can see them in my website. So this was totally different. Now I'm stuck again because I want to change again. So I don't like to do the same thing over and over. So every year I do change whatever I'm doing. The theme, the composition, so I go through series like this.
How often do you paint?
Well, last year I painted a lot because I don't know if you know 100 Market Street. Jenny McCartan, who's a curator, it's a building. And the owner of a building, it's in Portsmouth. The owner of a building loves art, and he has 4 floors, and a lot of offices and lawyers, you know, businesses. So he wants all his walls to be decorated with art. So he asked Jenny McCartan, who is a sculptor, and she writes for Portsmouth Herald, and she's also in the theater, to curate those exhibits. So what they want is art that's very different. It's free, but you have to be juried in, and if you sell, you don't owe anything. So I met her a few years ago, and ever since, because she likes my work, because she's in the theater, she's like, Marilene, can you bring me 20 paintings for like the next exhibit? So last summer, she's like, can you bring me so many paintings? I said, I'll bring you 3. 3 only? No, at least 12. I'm like, she kind of like pushes me to paint. So last year, she had this exhibit about the theater, and then she got me going, and I painted and painted so many paintings about, the theme was about the theater. So because I have this avenue where I can show my work, and any of you could apply if you wanted, I could introduce you through Facebook to her, and she would send you an application, and you send her like whatever you do, and she's always looking for new artists. Because please take this load off my shoulder. And well, it's because she keeps me going, and once she wanted 25 paintings. So, But the
Marilyn
only,
paints in her sleep.
well, this summer I haven't painted much, but last winter I did paint a lot. So you asked me how much you paint, it's not something that I can tell you, but I'm also a fast painter. I paint pretty quickly. And these are my small sizes. Now I bought a canvas that's like this. But I don't know what I'm gonna put on it. I'm gonna use oils. I wanna go to oils. And I'm very much inspired by Rousseau. Do you know Rousseau? And I'm thinking, well, last year I painted a lot of people. Oh, then there was this La Sonde exhibit, and the theme was to live free or die. So I painted 2 big paintings for that theme, where I put General Stark and some women there holding a scale. So go in my website and see. So.
Why are you going back to oils?
Because it will allow me, okay, when I try to buy the Cassine aqua board, the biggest size they ship is 24 by 36. So,
You could do also, I've done some casing on gesso board.
yeah, but the biggest size is 24 by 36.
No,
that
but
they
you
ship.
did it yourself.
Couldn't you do it?
You know what? I did it myself and it doesn't come out as good.
You have to put a lot of,
Even now,
Yeah.
aqua board is annoying me a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that the clay board
yeah.
is very smooth. So I thought I would like to paint with oil because of the shiny effect of the oils and stuff.
So do a
You can
diptych
paint
or
very big and then it's not heavy.
a triptych, do a triptych or a
No, I want to
diptych?
paint it big because oils are not heavy and the aqua board is very heavy. But I painted quite some nice paintings in aqua board. I painted a big woman like this on the window with all the Italian landscape in the back, and I only brought the little baby on my knees.
Do you ever get a request for portraits with a certain kind of background? Or do you
No,
things
I
like
just
that?
use
You
my
do it?
imagination. I like Italy, I like Europe. I went to France, I took a lot of photos. I have a lot of images that I would like to transfer. Then I started teaching lately, so that keeps me busy.
Yeah.
Where are you teaching?
In my studio. I teach on Wednesday mornings in Hollis, New Hampshire.
Your paintings have a Middle Eastern theme, am I saying it right? Is that right?
Not Middle Eastern theme because it doesn't exist. The
Say that
Middle
again, what
Eastern
doesn't it-
theme doesn't exist.
Okay,
There is no Middle Eastern theme.
okay,
I invented all of this.
okay.
I take my inspiration from, for example, Klimt, Gauguin, the colors, old Indian engravings, old Persian engravings. Anything I like, I just take and use it.
Okay, so it's not Middle Eastern theme?
No,
Okay.
but people in the Middle East, because of a lot of people are Muslim there, they tend to be more, to use less imagery. So they're more into stylized forms and stuff like that. So I like this. I don't like it when you copy something and it looks like a
Yeah, I mean, I think your
Photograph.
stuff is beautiful, and I'm saying, are the right people seeing it, so that, like the one that you sent around with the 2
Right.
women, I mean, I think it's beautiful.
But if you saw my work from the beginning
Oh,
to
I see.
now, you would see how it evolved.
Okay.
The theme changed.
Is it on the website? Would you see
Yeah,
some
yeah.
of that on
You
the,
see a lot in my website.
okay,
And I kind of like divided the paintings. I have the landscapes, I have the portraits. I'm a portrait artist too, but self-taught.
yeah.
Um,
Didn't you go to school in?
I went to art school for 6 years, but. it
No, I
was-
mean, in what country? Didn't you go? I'm just trying to remember from 2006, I was at your
No, I
demonstration.
just
She's
always
from,
lived.
but I think she wants to know where you're from.
Oh, I was
Oh,
born in Egypt, in Alexandria. And
Okay,
then my family left and we went to Italy for 8 years. And then I went back to Lebanon. I went to Lebanon because most of my family had fled the revolution in Egypt and had gone to Lebanon.
yeah.
And then there was a war there, so we left again and I came here.
Because my son taught in Beirut, Lebanon for 8 years at American University.
Oh, yes?
And he married a Lebanese girl.
My
And
first husband, who died young,
Yeah.
was Monique Secolari's brother. He went to the American University.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, they bring back stuff. He's not there now. Now he's just went to London to teach, but, anyway. So I just thought you were, that was what I was seeing in your art.
I think when I came here, I was a little bit appalled by what
Sure.
the art that people liked here.
Yeah.
Because if you go back to Europe, it's very different.
Like that.
So my taste is a little bit different,
Yeah.
and maybe that's why I was not commercial, because I just like different things. I didn't like what people over here like very representational art, the apple, the pear, you know, the little
Oh, yeah.
house, the little barn. And I'm not saying I didn't paint these, I
No,
did
but
paint
it would
those
be
too.
very different, yeah.
I painted those, but I'm just saying that it wasn't making me happy.
Right.
What makes me happy is to paint something and I never know what's gonna look at the end. So if I put a few apples and I paint them, they will be an accessory in my painting.
Right.
And at one point I was like, what's the matter with those apples and pears? I'm gonna paint them too, but I'm gonna put them in my paintings with my style, and I did a lot of those. So if you look at my website, you'll see a lot of paintings where I have the apples, the pears, the bird, and then in the back I have the arches, and I have the lighthouse in the back, or something
I saw all
different.
your little landscapes in your prints. I didn't see them at first, and then I went through it again and looking at all your,
Yeah, so I have, I've experimented a lot.
yeah.
But one artist that's really inspiring me now is Douanier Rousseau. And I'm
Rousseau.
thinking going a little bit in that direction. I love it. I saw his paint, we had an exhibit on his work in Paris last year, we saw that.
There's only one Rousseau, right? The big Rousseau. big guy.
Douanier Rousseau.
What's the first name?
Douanier,
Yeah, I have to
he
spell it.
painted a lot of birds and animals and monkeys in the jungle. But then I looked at his style, and every leaf would be designed with different colors in every leaf. Did you see that?
I don't.
Oh my, he's amazing. I don't like the faces of his people. I don't think I would go in that direction with the people. But his style is so incredible. And I thought, maybe I paint too many people. Maybe I should just go into, nature and animals and stuff like that.
But you know what, you do that and you always go back to the things you like.
Yeah, but I like that too.
No, I know, but you know what I mean? It's like people try to paint different things, they wanna try this, try that, and then they'll go back to really
Right,
who
that's
they
why I
are.
said, at this point in my life, I'm not
Yeah.
young anymore, I'm just gonna do what
It's like me
I
with
want.
houses, I always go back to houses.
And I love your Parisian home and all of that. For me, it's part of you, who
Yeah.
you are, and that's why it's so good. So everybody has their little niche,
Yeah.
and you have to stay there. You can't just leave and do something different. So, any other questions? I can show you how easy it is to use this.
Dry out, you can't, like your watercolor, you could just
No,
wet it.
it dries out, but it doesn't dry like acrylic.
No.
Like for 2-3 hours, you
Yeah,
can
you can
still use
use-
water and it will still, and you don't need a lot of it. Like with acrylic, sometimes you need the paste, you need to use it pasty to cover and get the color. And you need to go over and over. With this, you don't need to do this, just a little bit will cover and will be enough.
And then if you put, like I've done that, where you put, you have your colors, and you might, so it doesn't dry, just put a wet paper towel over, like
Oh.
for a few hours, and it'll stay nice,
Oh, you tried it?
Yeah, because I've painted with these.
And you also painted with oil, egg tempera, you told me.
Yeah, I temper.
But you said you didn't like it.
No.
But you like this?
I like that. Tempera smells.
I'll buy it from you, I'd like to try it.
No, I gave it, I gave it away to Susan, I don't know if you remember Susan.
Yeah. Because I like to try new things to see if it will look better. I'm hoping that the material that I'm using will make a difference. But it does make a difference. Everything you use, be it like paper or wacko board or canvas, would have an impact on the final effect of your work. Now, Rita, you told me that sometimes you put the gesso yourself. I
Yeah.
tried that,
Yeah.
and it didn't work
Really.
with me.
With the small ones, you know.
Yeah, yeah, small ones is fine,
Yeah.
but you have different texture. Like this is pretty kind of a little bit grainy, but not too much. This one, I tried these, and I didn't like it as much. So anything you use would have an impact on your painting. Now I use also those. See, this is on paper. This is on paper, and I use the inks that are very glossy. I was trying to make, those are not finished, but I was trying to make some Christmas little paintings.
Is it acrylic ink?
Yeah, acrylic inks, acrylic wash on paper. But this is also, this is one that's finished, and it has gold paint. You can pass it around.
Helen, are these your paintings here? Helen?
Yeah?
Are these your paintings?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, I just saw the colors.
So can you varnish over the gold leaf after you apply it?
Yeah.
And you can still see the gold leaf, it's still shiny?
Yes.
And how do you apply the gold leaf? Just,
Well,
because it's incredibly thin and it just like blows away.
yeah, you blows away, you take it, you put it back. As long as it's sticky, as long as the surface is sticky, you take it.
How should I make it sticky then?
You have to put the glue, and you wait 20 minutes, and then you fix, and yes, it will go all over the place, you go back in, put it back there, because it won't stick. And if it doesn't stick anymore, you add some more glue, wait a little bit, and then you apply it. So, would you like to try some of those paints?
Can we watch you? We'll come over.
Yeah, couple around here, is this okay? Is this okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
whatever.
I'm gonna put some more here. The past few years, I've been painting a lot of family members. And I painted quite a few of those. And I keep changing, I'm like, okay. After I painted 50 paintings with my granddaughter Madeline, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna change it.
Thank you so much, Marilene Sawaf, for your talk about your artwork. Everyone was amazed to see how you use so many different media on one piece of artwork. Your style of painting is really exceptional.